Hi everyone. Just had a question in regards to how to track multiple suppliers in Flowjo. And so one way could be that you have all your different segments, and as each segment expands out, you've got a supplier for each of those. The other way is what I've done here, and this is just a starting point, but you can elaborate on this. You can have a supplier section, and you can see here I've got supplier one name, due, and paid. And when I fill this in, you can see, I'll give it a due date, let's say 20th. So firstly, when I fill this one in, then it shows a supplier 2, and then I can just keep going with this. And then it will show me supplier 3 and so on. So I can keep going down the list and setting my suppliers and due dates. And you can see as I set these due dates, it will create tasks to pay the suppliers 3 days prior to those due dates. And so I've just got it going up to 3, but you can do that as many as you want. If you think you can have like 10 suppliers, you could keep expanding on that, and they will only show when you've kind of filled up the previous ones. The way we achieve that, if I have a look at the design of this form, is first of all, I've got all my different groups here. So you can see supplier 1, supplier 2, and supplier 3. And when first of all, the visibility for these ones, for number 2, is only visible when supplier 1 has a value. So not until I fill this one in that this one will show. So that's what makes it show and hide, is filling this visibility. And similarly, if we go down to these 3 boxes, all of them are visible when supplier 2 name has a value. So as I fill in the second one, the third one will become visible. That's how we achieve that kind of folding out as we complete it. The other thing is I've just put actions against these dates. So if I have a look at this date, it's got one action against it. And if I have a look at that action, it says when supplier 1 has a value, then create a task that says pay supplier 1 and then the name of supplier 1. And when to schedule is -3, which means 3 days before the due date, supplier 1 due date. So that's pretty much all you have to do to tell it to put a task in your task list 3 days prior to a particular date that's on the form. And that's pretty much it. So you can add more fields to each group, or add even more functionality, but that's just the bare bones of how to achieve something where it kind of grows as you're filling it in.